is going to be, let's start with the daisies. I think they're cute. So we're going to do these white daisies here. Everybody. Okay, so start with your little baby brush. Now, a key about watercolor. You don't want to go in with a glob of paint. You want to go in with a small amount of paint. And we're actually not going to start with paint. We're going to start with water. So take your brush, dip it into your water, and we're choosing our first painting to do. First one. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the petals. I like to start with the petals, let it dry, then do the stem, and then come back. So we're going to get the water on our brushes. We're going to go in, pick a spot on your paper, and we're going to do little, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can see on the screen. Okay, here we go. Okay. So it's just wet. If you don't like what you did, it's just water. You can just dry it up. It's great. So we're basically just going to add some petals. We're doing some petals. I like to make mine. I'm going to put this here as an example as well. I like to make mine do different shapes. Ooh, that's a hard one to see. Yes? Yes, what's up? Oh, yeah. So if your paper's attached, you can, like, take it apart. Oh, okay. And, like, put one of them to the side. So again, we're getting our paintbrushes, just a little bit of water on there, and then we're going in and we're adding our little petals. Now on the daisies, you want to leave a little space in the middle. Little space in the middle for your petal center. I like to do mine kind of like angled, but you can also do it like this, where it's like down, you know what I mean? So like the shape of it can be like that. You're already lost. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Maybe I said it not right. Guys, since we're in a smaller class, we can have a conversation. Yeah. I know. Yes. Okay, what did you hear, Eli? What was the last thing you heard? Sorry, what? Okay, no worries. We'll move on. We'll leave him in the dust. It's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do one petal like this, which is basically like this flower. I'm doing this flower right here. Can you zoom in on that? Yeah. Where are we? We're right here. This flower. I don't know if that's. Can you guys see that? Okay, perfect. Oh, look at him. He's smart over there. They're kind of hard to see because they're white. Okay, so basically like the sun. You can just do it straight on. Leave a little spot in the middle so you have some center yellow spaces. Do you want me to repeat? Okay. Okay. We're gonna start with the baby brush. Baby brush. We're gonna just get water on it, no paint. We're gonna go on here and we're gonna make our flower. There's two types of daisies you can do. You can do the sunflower daisy, which is basically like a normal flower, little petals going out from the center. Or you can do this kind of daisy, where it's like a droopy down kind of one. You got two types of flowers, okay? So get your water on there, looking fire. If you can't see it, lift it up, move it around, give yourself some vision. If it's hard, if you mess up, it's just water. So just erase it. It's great. Okay, once you feel like you love your petals, you're like, bro, these are amazing. The water's in the right place. I love it. If not, that's okay. Keep going. I'm going to clean my palette because this is dirty. You guys all have clean palette. That's okay. It's okay. We're just doing the daisies. We're doing the daisies. Star student coming in clutch. Okay. So you did your water. You love where you placed it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the color in. Now daisies are white, so the paper is white. So you have to make it visible, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a tiny bit of black. So get your water, get a tiny bit of this black. Bring it into the center. I'm talking legit this much, like tiny. Tiny bit. Put water in the center. Now you guys have really liquidy paint still. So you're going to want to not glob it. Just make sure you don't glob it. Yeah. So what I do is I take a little bit of black. Well, your brush should still be wet with water. But you can, yeah, get more water. Get more water. Get a little bit of that black. And some of that white. And we're making a gray. We're making a gray color. And you don't need to make a ton. Just enough for your flower. Just a little bit. Oh, Jack. Do you want me to restart? Okay, for the sake of Carla and Jack. Okay, here we go. So, you start off with a little brush. Put it in the water. Then, you're going to create your flowers. Now, we're going for this kind of look. You're going for the petals. So, leave a little room in the center for your yellow and make some petals come off of that. Does that make sense? Now, if you... Go work. Just doing the petals with the water. And then we're going to come back and we're going to add the color in. Now, since I've talked for forever, if your water's dried up, just go back over it and add some more water because mine is definitely dried up. So again, we're leaving a little bit of space in the center, and if you can't see it, like lift up your page, give it into the light, give yourself the ability to see. This is, I'm gonna start over. Now I got purple on my page. You know what? That's gonna be cute. We're gonna work with it. This is our mistake zone. Make all the mistakes you need to do. So a little bit of black and a bunch of white. We're making a light gray color. Light gray color. Now, once you have your light gray, go ahead and dab it in your water blobs. Dab it in your water blobs. We're blobbing. Now, if you look at it and you're like, whoa, that's too gray, go ahead and just add some more white in. Add some more white in. If you need to clean off your brush, like say your brush has a lot of dark colors, just dab it in the water, brush it at the bottom. I like to dry mine off on the paper towel, but then I have to go back and get water, so maybe that's a little bit redundant. But we're just getting some white, light gray, so a teensy tiny bit of black, light gray. Now, if you decide you want some extra flowers, you can just take that light gray and just move it to the side. So we're making this kind of one. Yeah? So a little light gray. I got a little smear of purple. Don't worry. Yeah, yours is a different flower. It's totally okay. This is nature. Everyone has different flowers. Nature literally. Look at Carla's table. They're all different. Every single one of them. There we go. Reach it. We're all different flowers. Look, if you hate it, you can also do this. If it's something you're like, bruh, that turned out horrible. Take some water, smear it over the whole thing. And then erase it with your napkin. What? Magic. See? And then you can go back and do it again. So again, we're adding the petals. We're going in with the water. The water. It is. It's really cool. I love it. Ooh, it's kind of hard to see the water in here, though. I'm not gonna lie. And then going in with the gray. So in the gray is in your little petals. And it's okay if it's not perfect. Just kind of let it be what it is. I'm like painting in the wrong spot. Hold on, let me swap things around. Okay. This one is struggling, but that's okay. We got one good flower. This is our practice page. Remember, you're allowed to make mistakes. We love mistakes in this page. Yeah. We're not perfectionists. Allow mistakes. Let yourself be. I don't want to take. That is good. That's okay. We're just living like Larry, okay? Okay, once you do that, we're going to move on to the rose and let that dry. Not yet. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to go back in with yellow. Yeah. I already added white. That's okay. No. The white's fine. In this, I did it in. Did you do it in the center? Oh, side eye. But not bombastic side eye. Bombastic. No, I didn't. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so we're adding our flowers. They're looking nice. We love the petals. It's okay if there's mistakes. Okay, next we're gonna do our roses. So go ahead and clean off your brush. Roses. Hey. So again, we're gonna do same concept, okay? So clean brush, no paint, lots of water. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna pick a random other spot on my page. I'm gonna leave a little space up here because I want to do my bouquet right here. Because we're gonna practice our bouquets before we do them on the real thing. So leave a corner for your bouquets, but I'm gonna go down here right beneath my daisies. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with a U shape. Just start with a U. What color? Just with water. Just with water. What are you? It's so hard to see on this thing, isn't it? The water. We're doing a U, just like this. Just anywhere? You can do it anywhere. Just make sure you leave enough room so you can do a little bouquet on there as well. So, one bouquet. Just, yeah. Well, no. Well, oh yeah, sorry. We're doing the daisies, roses, and then later we're gonna do a bouquet. So just do these individually. Yeah. Okay, so we're starting with a U with water. And then look at how delayed it is. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. This one, that's hilarious. Okay, but this one's actually good. Okay, you guys can do the good one. That's great. Okay, so so that's so funny. Oh my gosh. Come on, if you miss it there, look back. You won't understand what's happening. So we're doing a U and we're filling in the U. And I'm going to do a few U's because I want like a few cute roses over here. What do you mean? So cute. Come on. Huh? Just fill it with water. Roses, some water. We're living like Larry. He's under the sea, so. A half circle. It's like this. Like legit this. That's what we're doing. Fill it in? With just water, yeah. And you're gonna fill it in. I like to do a little bit of like, so it's not perfectly straight at the top. It's like a little. Yeah. I don't know how to like explain that, but I think you guys get it. I think you guys understand. Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so then you get to choose the color of your rose, okay? So I'm gonna go with, I love this peachy color. So I'm gonna try to do this peachy color. But if you have a rose at your table and you're like, hey, I want to practice the color of my rose, practice the color of your rose. That's totally fun. So I'm gonna do this peachy color, but I will also do other colors as well. So the peachy color, if you want to do the peachy color, it's basically like an orange. I'm taking the bright red and the yellow that's right next to it. So they'll kind of like mustardy yellow and the bright red. That's what we're doing. And then because I'm extra, I'm going to add a little white in there. But I like to dry my brush before I go in with the white because my gosh, that white is powerful. So I'm going for a nice little peachy color. If you want to go for, let's say, purple. Who has purple? Does anyone have purple? No. Oh, you don't like purple. Okay, so Jack. Okay, dark purple. So with yours, Eli, I would go a little bit more of that like blue color that's right next to the reds. You got it. And then Jack, I would go for that red. And I would throw in a little bit. Okay, so the purple is misplaced on your palette. But it goes red, blue, purple. So the really dark color that's next to your blue is actually purple. So I would take a little bit of that purple, a little bit of that red. And honestly, maybe a little bit of that yellow as well. Because you got a little bit of a warm tones to your flower. Daisies in you what? You're still making daisies over here. Hilarious. That is so funny. It is like TV. Okay, so if your water has dried, go back, get your water, make sure it's nice and alive. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our color, and we're not gonna go in the whole water blob. We're gonna just go at the top of the water blob, and we're literally just gonna touch the water like that, so it does a little. Oh. For the rose. Just touch the like literally take your paintbrush. Unless there's not water there, then reapply the water. You're gonna have. She had tricks, and I was like getting ahead of myself. Oh yeah. I need to look at that one. Don't come over here, teacher. Don't come over here. You're resuscitated.
They're still attending. They're still attending.
How you doing over there?
Good.
Color that whole thing in. Me too. I did the same.
So I'm listening. I'm just funny. They're gonna blend through.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, sometimes when it bleeds through, it looks cooler.
Yeah. See?
That's the beauty of
I like
water.
my color, bro.
That looks kind of like.
I like my color.
Yep.
What's that color?
Okay. This is good. I'm glad to walk around. I like to see how I'm explaining it and what's coming. Look at that. That's so pretty. Okay, that's good. So what you need to do is you need to put a little bit more water on there. We're just gonna go dark colors on the top. Darker up top.
I see what you get.
Yeah, so we're gonna add like a petal shape down. So I'll walk you through it a little bit, but you know what my dry so yes. Yes, like got it. Yes, those are dark enough. Oh, these are good. Okay, what I would do is I would take it a little bit darker and just barely tap it like at the top, just make it darker. Okay. And then you find the bottom. Yeah. Kind of clear. I'm sorry.
Mine looks like pretty. You know those Castaway where you like make a flip precision? That's what I
Okay, you need to go back and apply white water all around this. Oh yeah, no, you fill in the whole U with water. Fill in the whole U with water. Sorry, I don't think I explained that well enough. Fill in the whole U with water. And we're basically trying to get this ombre effect. She's got it really good. Literally, hers was amazing. Okay, so what we're going to do. So once you finish, you have the little, let's say you have the little, like ombre effect going on. So you literally don't put it in the whole rose, just at the top. You're taking your color, you're tapping it at the top. Now, if you have filled in your entire rose with color, take a little bit of a darker color and just go tap at the top with that water and get that ombre effect. Tap at the top. What are we doing? So I'm just kind of re-explaining what we're already doing. So you got it. You're good. You got it. You got it. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add little petals kind of coming down. So we're gonna take this same color, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down the edge. So pick a spot on your rose that looks like a petal's coming down. So like it looks like it's going like this from the top part. And then we're gonna literally make a line from there and bring down this petal. And you're just doing dots. Just doing little dots.
The whole thing is half down for the offering.
I'm trying to do a little bit of a whole thing. You know what? Actually, pause. Don't do that. Everyone, stop. Don't do that. If you already did, that's fine. But I'm just gonna kind of redab mine up. I think we should let it dry, and then I think we should do that. So stick with the ombre. We're gonna go back to your daisies, okay? Now the daisies I didn't explain completely well. Okay, let me re-explain it just a little bit. So if you did your petals really thick, you don't want to do that. So if they're like that, that's okay. It's our practice paper. It's totally fine. But I want you to go back to your daisy, and I want you to make another thing. You're going for these thin lines. Going for these thin lines. You want your brush, you almost want to just press it down and let it go. Press it down and let it go. Press it down and let it go. So if your flower has like really thick petals, just kind of go back and do another one right next to it and go in with that gray and go with those really thin lines. Check. So if you've already done it, if you like your flowers, then stick with it. But if they're really thick, just go back in and do another round. Do another round of petals. Okay, for everyone else who's already done it, and you're like, I'm chill with my flowers, they look great. What the heck? We're gonna go ahead and do some middle of the daisies, okay? So what I want you to do is on your palette, we're gonna create this little yellowy color. So I'm just gonna do the mustardy yellow, and let's do some of that medium yellow. So the one that's closer to the mustard. Let's just go with that kind of color. I think that's a fun color. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my brush, and we're just going to go right in the center.
Do we need water on it? That's okay.
Yeah. So you want to have water on your brush almost at all times when you put it on the thing because it adds a little bit of more ombre. That's okay. I'll re-explain. So we're basically, so we're making a yellow color for the center of your flower, okay? So I just took a little bit of the mustardy yellow and some of the medium yellow, and I made a little color here. And we're literally just dabbing it onto the spots where are the center of our flower. So if you did the droopy flower, it's at the top. If you did the normal flower, right in the middle. Classic.
We need to check the box. I never told
You did a what?
water.
Yeah. What did you do?
I did it.
That's okay. So I'm just go back. Listen. And you just go back in maybe or like other lip here. And you can try to erase it a while. I can try it on erase it, but if it's oh, you mean just like okay, yeah. So what I was going to take around this right. And then you can either now fill line it up or do whatever you want. Kind of add a little bit more. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. And then I would just go a little bit more center. So I would put a little bit more here when you go back. But I love it. That's so good. This is awesome. Yeah, that was good. Wilson is gone. Nice. That's Wilson. There you go, Jack. Killing it. Love it. I love it. You guys still on the roses? Love it? Yo! You've been adding.
Yeah, that is the petals. It's insane as well.
Oh, okay. Again, get over here. Make it bigger. Do it again! Right again! Bruh. Okay.
Don't look over here. No.
You do you.
Wonderful life.
Okay. So now you have the yellow in the center. You're killing the game. You're just living like Larry. That's my slogan for the day. It's great. We just watched SpongeBob last night. It's a classic, okay? Okay, so now we're going to go back in with your rose color. Rose color. Rosen color. I'm adding water. I'm getting my rose color. And we're going to go back to your roses. And we're going to add petals. Petals, okay? So here's what we're going to do. It's too hot. Oh, yeah.
So pretty.
That's great. Okay, so we're gonna go at the top. Kind of what I was saying last time. We're gonna start at the very top, dip it down, and we're gonna kind of just pull down a petal. Pull down a petal. Can you even see on here? I feel like it's like bleached out. Can you guys see there easily? Okay, that's all. I'm looking over. I look like I have a blank page. Legit. Okay, well, we're just pulling down the petal on the side. So imagine, okay, look at this rose, for example. Look at this rose. So what we're drawing the edge of these petals. So you see how on a rose, it kind of is like darker when it nears the edge of the petal, right? So we're kind of pulling down the color to separate it from the background to have a little bit of dimension. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So we're pulling down the color. Same color. If you did a darker color, like if you filled in your whole flower as one color and you did a darker color at the top like I told you to, take that color and pull it down the edge. Take that color and pull down the edge. Now what I'm going to do, since my rose is kind of dry, once you have the color kind of pulled down, I want it to blend into my rose. So I'm going to take a little bit of water and I'm going to blend it down from that petal thing. Just blend it down a little bit with my water. Blend it down a little bit with my water. What? Okay. Okay. Starting over. We'll say it again. Okay, here we go. So you have your rose, right? You got your rose. You have your rose. We are literally taking a little bit of the darkest color you have on your rose. The darkest color you have on your rose. Mine is this peachy color. Then you go even darker. Go even darker.
You gotta add lighter.
Now your rose should be dry at this point. If your rose isn't dry, don't do this step yet. Wait wait for it to dry. But if your rose is dry, what we're doing is we're taking our color that's the darkest color on our flower. It's just going to be the tip of the rose, and then we're bringing down a petal. We're bringing down a petal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, match my colors.
Woo! Can you see? This is the hardest thing. Hold on. Y'all, can I adjust the focus? Yay, I'm glad. We're getting there. Yeah. Here, I'll just bring it around. That's better. It's fine?
Yeah, bring it out.
She says bring it around. Bring it around. Okay, I'm coming. Okay.
So you still need that you can look at that screen. It's 20 minutes.
Okay, so you're bringing, you can see my circle too. So you're literally gonna do this. You're gonna roll it down, or does this purple thin? Wow, there you go. Yeah. And then you're gonna take some water. You're just gonna blend it. Okay, yeah, I guess. Yeah. So I think mine's yes. Yeah. No, John. Give yourself.
What have I done?
Okay, so you're.
At the start of it.
No. What I would do, I would make it really slowly. So I said no, not so much, but still wet. Now you're just gonna have just really like kind of early exit. You do this happens when you go over into our center. Darker red. Yes. Seems to have been like a one bed and purple. It's kind of I think we kind of like those down, those right. Right, it's really solid. Yeah, they like already like big. It looks like it really super brisk. What you gonna do? Like serious goes to the thing over the Zachary. Yeah. You're glad it is. You might even want to do another one with here or something, but yours is kind of one of those twisty flowers. Let me see if I can give you a better. Hold on. Okay, look at these ones. So these ones kind of show that kind of style a little bit more. So you see how this one? So we're doing that. Do that with your flower. We're kind of making it different. So then what you want to do with this, you want to add some water to it, you want to blend it into your that make sense? So go at the top, take that color, go all the way at the top and blend it down so that metal comes in.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Yes,
Okay?
Is that like good?
Yeah, so what you need to do is you need to start blending. So take a little bit of your water.
So stressed.
You want to that's okay.
Trying to like blow on the water. Literally soon.
So like that is wow. Yes! Shit, that looks so good! No, that's so good! Bruh, you did it.
Alright, so I'm
That's good.
try next. I just need to understand how this.
Not even. I like this.
I'll try to bring this lens.
So you do want to get a problem.
You guys. I like your things.
That makes sense. So it's like
Me?
very.
I can't even see my dates. I just. What do you say? Barrett. This one or this one? Oh. Yeah, I see. This one doesn't even exist. I was only looking at the right. I didn't see the one on my right. I didn't see the one on. I didn't see that. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you're right.
So I. Okay, how are you doing? Yes, that's great. Yes, exactly right. That's perfect. Yeah, let me show you stuff. So that one, maybe. Right. So one of the things that I love in it is when you blush, you just don't want to touch like anything so weird. Like, like that nice. So this is fun. Nice. Yes, you got it. Just like that. It's okay. It's okay. That's okay. Blend. I love it. I love it. Okay, where did I leave mine? Okay, so we just did our roses. We did our daisies.
We have 2 jobs.
Okay, so if your roses are still drying, let them dry. We're going to go back to our daisies and we're going to do the stems of our daisies. So what I'm going to make next is I'm going to make a green color. So I like my colors to be a little bit more realistic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this green. That's the brighter green. Then I'm going to take some of the mustard yellow, mix that in. It's going to make kind of a yellowy green. So the bright green, mustard yellow, mix those together. Now, if you want it to look a little bit more like brownish, kind of like the dried flowers actually look, throw in just a little bit, like a little bit of red. Tiny bit of red. And that'll make it kind of brown like some of these dried flowers are. But if you don't care about it looking dry, that's okay too. We're just going in with that green. Light green, mustard yellow. Light green, mustard yellow. What we're going to do with this, now when you do the stems, you want to be very light with your brush. You don't want to be too thick. You don't want to overpower it. You want it to be really nice and delicate line on your flowers. So really light pressure, very light pressure. Check your green. Yeah. Right here. This is the one I made. That's okay. I made mine a little brownie. So I added a tiny bit of red in there.
Wait, what do you think?
I did light red, but I actually had my peach already made. So if you do light red, you might want to throw in a tiny bit of white with it too. That's a pretty color though.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good color, Eileen. I like that.
I think
You might want to add just like a tinge of white in yours. So you don't want it to be too dark. You kind of want it to be lighter. And you can be creative with this green. Like it doesn't have to be exactly like mine. You can throw in a little bit of the dark green if you want it to look more foresty. Like the eucalyptus, like if you guys have eucalyptus in your bunches, those are going to be more of that foresty green, which is that darker green. But for the daisies, we're getting the green, okay? So everyone has the green. Now on your brush, you want to be super, super delicate with it. So I'm going from my flower. I'm not going to even touch, like if it's like this kind of flower. Can you see what I'm doing? Ah! Legit. Okay, let me just do it like this. If you're doing this kind of flower, you're literally going to start from the bottom of your petal. If you're doing this kind of flower, start from the bottom of your petal. If you're doing this kind of flower, you also are starting from the bottom of your petal, but like right in the center. So you don't have to connect it to your flower. But we are going with the illusion that we have a stem.
I was way too focused on making green.
That's okay. That's okay. So basically, we are making a very light, delicate line from each flower to kind of connect it. Nice, light, delicate line from each flower to connect it. Yeah. Yeah, that's my green. But it is my green. But you can do, I made mine a little bit brown to kind of make it more dried looking. But you can do it either way. You can do it dried, or you can do it like with more like life in it. So the colors I used was light green, mustard yellow, a tinge of red, like literally the smallest amount, and white. Light green,
Able to make it red, right?
mustard yellow. That's okay. That's okay. Light green, mustard yellow, tinge of red, literally the tiniest amount, and then white. Those are the colors I used. And this is our mistake page. We're allowed to make mistakes here, guys.
Everything is the best.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad if there's a mistake. Okay? Okay, so what we're gonna do, so you have that green, okay? Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add a little bit of leaves on our stems. So again, this is very thin. We want to be very light with our brushes. We are going in to the side of your stem. Now you have a stem. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous. You love your stem. Can we get a We're gonna literally go with your brush. You're just gonna do it like a line to your stem. A random line to your stem. We're just gonna start with that. Random line to your stem, and you're gonna do multiple of them. You can't mess this up. This is nature. Nature is creative.
And perfectly perfect.
And perfectly perfect. So we're gonna do a bunch of tiny little lines to your stem. Okay? I'm just doing 2. That's all mine really calls for. You can do as many as you want. You can do as many as you want. Exactly. Eiley is gonna go for the most.
Jack, it's a watercolor.
Hers is gonna look fantastic. Are you kidding me? Perfect. That works too. Okay, once you have your stick, now what we're doing, we're gonna add the little leaf part to the leaf. Okay? So you have your little stem that comes out from your stem. Okay? Your little tiny one that comes out from your stem. Little tiny one that comes out from your stem. What we're gonna do now is we're basically going to do little lines. Now, okay, so we just did a stem into the stem. Now we're going to do stems into the stem. Okay? Complicated, but not. Literally, you're just going to draw in like little things like this. I don't even know how to explain it.
Are you on live?
I am on live. Okay, here. So basically, we're just... Oh, you mean on Instagram?
Yeah.
No, I'm actually not live.
No.
But I can't. Do you want me to?
If you can.
No. Dang.
If you can.
This is for Debbie.
So I can see it right on my phone.
Yeah, I got you.
And then start.
Okay, I need a live stream.
So that's half an hour, right?
It's like not even. Oh my god. Hello, everybody. We're doing a live stream of flowers. Okay, so if you go to my Instagram. Oh, wait, just kidding. I started it on the wrong one. Just kidding. LOL, okay? Everyone, discard. Discard it. I'm on the wrong Instagram. Okay, now we're going to be live on Hannah McIntyre _art. Hannah McIntyre _art. If you're looking for the live. Hello, everybody. We're doing a little class, a little watercolor class. Popping off. Okay, so we're basically adding these leaves in, okay? Basically, how does it look on the live? On the live, is it better? Okay, let me zoom in. Zoom in just a little bit. The colors of the wind. Okay, so I'm basically, you got your stem. Now you're gonna add little stems into your stem, like that. Your little leaves. Then we're gonna go whoop, 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 whoop. Again, it's clear to see on Hannah McIntyre _art Instagram. Debbie is the one. Oh wow, thank you.
I'm sorry. Here, I'll give you that.
Perfect.
Make different leaves.
Okay, so you can make totally different leaves. If you make different leaves, that's okay. You do your daisies. There's different kinds of daisies out there too. So like some of them, these are the ones that okay. So I take care of these dogs, right? And in their front yard, they have this big bush of like daisies, and I love them. But these are the leaves that are on that one. But they're like literally this tall. I don't think I've ever seen daisies in the wild. But I was like, whoa! And they like literally come out this tall, and then they have these giant, they're thick stems, like they're huge flowers. I was like, I didn't even know daisies were this big. It's great. Okay, so you got your leaves, you got your stem. Is everyone good on that or no? How are we feeling? Yeah? Not really?
You like do my stems then?
Yeah, like yes, that's perfect. So you can add a little like leaf there, or you can just leave it like that, whatever you want for your. Here, let me show you what it'll look like. Little napkin. Okay. So you're doing a little step here. You basically doing like a.
I'll make something like that for
Yeah.
So this is all perfect.
That's so great. Right.
Set that on order.
Love it.
So that I bring it down.
That's good.
It's like songs.
Yeah, great.
already have the approval of the
That's great. That's great. You can drag it on. This is right. It's really good. You know what you can do if it's not dry yet? Take a little water.
Alright. I'm looking this over. Starting all over again. From the beginning.
Do we do? Just do the thing.
Thank you.
This is like. What's your favorite?
Yeah. It's like make it red. Make this one red. Nice. Make this one red. Like yeah. So you're gonna make the lemon. I actually liar. It's gonna be bigger on right.
It's basically step. I promise it's every step.
I know it's but try a red. Try a red one. This isn't your first. You can do it. I like my son. I believe in you. I believe in you, sir.
Those are cute.
I like the
Oh
scout.
my gosh, I love it. Okay, so now that we have our daisies, okay? You know what? I want to be a little extra, okay? We're gonna be a little extra with these stems, okay? So if you have that light color that we started with, now I'm gonna make a little bit of a darker color, okay? I'm gonna go in with not medium. I'm gonna go in with the darker green and the lighter green. Darker green and the lighter green. What? What? I'm gonna mix it into my other brush thing. So you know the color we already made? Just add a little darker green to it. Mix it in. Make it darker. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just do a little shadowing.
Wait, hold on.
So
Okay, what are we doing again?
okay, so we're just adding a little bit of darker green into So we're just gonna add a little darker green. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right underneath my flowers. Just a little bit up there. Just to give it a nice, the flower is flowering. We love it. We love it. These are shadows. Shadows. Okay, did you make the darker color?
Which one? Sorry.
So green. So just add a little bit of the darker green into the green you already have. Your green is already dark? Okay, so then maybe you need to add highlights. So I would add maybe some white and some yellow to your green. Okay, do that. Do that. Okay, and then what I want you to do is on your leaves, we're just gonna add just a tiny bit like on the actual leaf to the stem part. Leaf to the stem part, you're just adding a little bit of a shadow. Just to be fun. Just to have fun with it. Just to have fun with it. That actually might be a good thing unless it's like a chocolate edible, then maybe not a good thing. Who knows? It would be a good edible, but it wouldn't be wait a second. It's not.
It was not.
Okay. Sorry, Instagram. Okay. So so now this is a Jesus class. Oh my gosh. Okay. Take it back. Okay. So you added your shadows. What you're doing is you're just gonna add it right to your leaves. Cute little leaves. Adorable. Love it. I added a little shadow right under my, what are they called? Flowers? Under the flowers. Under the petals. You add a little bit. I'll put it on the little live stream. Yeah, there you go. It's cute. So cute. And you can be creative with it too. Like, it doesn't have to be in one spot. You can kind of take it down. Do whatever you want with it. Give it some dimension. Okay, now with the same kind of color, or with any kind of color of green. But again, make sure it's not super dark, because you want to be able to make shadows on it. Unless you're Eli, then you want to make highlights on it right now. You're special. Okay, so now we're going to do the same technique with our roses, okay? So make a new green. For this one, I'm going to go a little bit more of the darker green. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like that darker green feels left out. So I'm going to take the darker green and the yellow, the mustard yellow, darker green, mustard yellow. Kind of just makes the other green, but that's okay. Keep it going. I'm going to have a little bit more of that darker green and maybe a tiny bit of my pinky red color. Tiny bit of that red color. Now that's going to neutralize it. What red does into this color, anytime that you're making a color and you want to make the color feel more natural, like maybe it looks too saturated, you want to take the complementary color of that color to dilute it just a little bit. So for green, that's red. So if you have a little bit, if the green looks too strong, if it looks too vibrant, just go and take a little bit of red, and that'll tone it down, make it a little bit more neutral looking. Does that make sense? Yeah, if it turns red, then you've changed the color. But you just want a little bit of red just to neutralize it just a little bit. So mine kind of looks like this color. I'm gonna show it. This literally I can't on the thing. If you go on Instagram, I feel like you can see a lot better on Instagram. Here, I'm just gonna walk around. This is kind of the color I'm going for. Yeah, great. This is kind of the color I'm going for on the roses. Just a little bit. So I would add just a little white there.
What stuff are we at for us?
I am gonna step in the room.
Step on our roses.
Step in the room. Don't do that. Oh, that would distract you. One person like a letter. And then I would add a little more of that. Like, oh yeah, smack that with them.
That's it.
Like this. And now for that one, I would throw a little bit of red. Now, for this to dilute it just a little bit. Yeah. Nice. Okay, now for the last one. I feel like this is my favorite. And a tiny bit. You're my special to give you a little. One first. Nice. Great right here. Yeah, great. Okay. So we're basically going for a little bit like this kind of color. Oh, like blue and green together. Cool. Which is the color. That's right. Okay, so take a little bit of that yellow. That's gonna make it more green. So you see how it's like. I know.
So when it's filled, so that it's well, factory, just add a complimentary color. So the green red. That makes sense. And then it needs floods in the bottom. So just add a tiny, tiny, tiny little. That might be fun, which is oh yeah, magic, Hannah. It's crazy. Isn't that cool? Yeah, it's really so fun. First, yeah, that's first. Yeah, that's great. First. Look at you, you're just going creative. I love it. Just keep going, keep going. Shem, how the heck? Look at your bro. That was so good. Yeah, I started over. You started over. That's great. That's great. I can give you more paper too if you need.
No, I just flipped it over.
Oh, nice. Okay, so now we all have the right color. So now we're going in. It's okay. Now we're going in and we're going to make stems. So again, same kind of concept. We're going in very light with our brush. You get a lot of paint on your brush. A lot of paint on your brush. Maybe a little extra water. You never know. And you're going to go in and do the same thing. So this time we're going from the bottom of our rose and doing a nice little line to wherever you want to do it. Wherever you go. Something like that. Nice, thin, thin, thin. Be very, very delicate with your stem.
Tree show.
Oh my god. If it's too thick, take your brush, clean it off really quick. Get some water, and you can blend it out onto your paper. So if you end up putting too much, just blend it out onto your paper. Make it a part of the thing. So we're doing this nice. Why? Look, I'm doing it over there. Perfect. Literally 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago. Now we're done. Okay. So sad. Okay. So you did your stem nice and thin, killing it. Now we're gonna go ahead and do our what are they called? Leaves underneath the rose. So you see how this rose has little leaves that kind of hold it in, you know?
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the same color we just had, and we're just gonna add little leaves. So I'm just gonna do a little flick. So I go.
Can you
Yep.
Well,
Yep. Can you see that? Kind of.
it's very thin.
Kind of. It is very thin. But you can always make it darker later. So always start with nice, thin, watery. Exactly. Exactly. Light, delicate, light, delicate.
Hey, I'm just saying what you said.
And then I like to do two on my roses. Each have a little leaf that kind of comes out from underneath. You can even add a little one that goes over the top of your rose. Kind of be crazy with it. You never know. But yeah, we're just basically getting these leaves looking awesome. Awesome sauce. Awesome freaking sauce. Okay. Let's see how the Instagram's doing. Looking great. So we're basically just adding those leaves. This is just a foundation of our leaves. Getting those leaves in. Huh? Are we putting makeup on? Yeah. Yeah, we gotta get the foundation on first, always.
I feel like I look like
I'm dancing. He's like, hey. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so fun. So pretty. Okay, now we're gonna do the leaves. It's okay, I know I'm going a little quickly. I just want to make sure you guys get to practice the bouquet.
Actually, we might end up just like on the okay, because we're already an hour in. A lotus. Okay, we're gonna add some leaves, and then we're gonna move on to our final piece. Final piece. Come look at the leaves. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. There's no stress.
Okay.
Okay. So what we're gonna do once you do the dancing leaves, then we're gonna add some thick leaves. So this kind of shows a little finished product of our thick leaves. So we're gonna do a little stem, and then we're gonna do a like. I don't know how to explain it other than sound effects. So I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
I can pass this around if anyone wants it. There's also other roses ones that are around the tables that have these leaves. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the same kind of concept. You're getting your green, which I literally used up all my green. So we're going back in. We're making some more. What is freaking up? Love it. Again, throwing in just a tiny bit of the red. While I threw in way too much red.
Make me want to go up more.
It makes you want to do it? Yes! Eileen, you got to.
I just need to express
I love it. Okay, so we have our evergreen color. Now we're going in. We're going in to do the leaves, okay? So the leaves. So same kind of concept. You're going to go from your stem, and you're just going to kind of branch off. Make these little branches. Really fun. If you want to be crazy with it, I was a little crazy with it here. I'm not going to lie, okay? Here's what I did. I took this stem, and I went behind the stem. Okay? I know. So if you want to do that, that's okay. Just keep going. Just keep going. Behind the paper. So on this one, I'm not gonna go crazy. But if you want a crazy example, you can come up and take this and look at it. There you go. Go Carla. Go Carla. Go Carla. Yeah, for real, for real. Okay. Here we go. Now we're gonna add the leaf to our leaf stem. Do we all feel good about our stems? Yes?
I love
We have a mixed review, but that's okay. Okay? So you got your stem. It's okay. It's it's the weight of the world, okay?
Well,
Amen. Just kidding. Okay. LOL. Okay, so now we're gonna do kind of like a bubble. So we're gonna go. Okay. Let me. Okay, I'm gonna do it over here. Okay. So basically, you know what? I'm gonna do it on the napkin so you guys can kind of see. So we have our stem. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a bubble, flick, back, boom. Does that make sense? Bubble flick, back, boom. I don't know how to explain this, guys, but I can show you better than I can explain it. Okay. So this is the key concept. Yes, you're right.
She's killing it.
Time out. Someone letting my rose dry. Like so. I was like,
I like your This gotta be
and then you see how
Yeah.
it's
That's
That's what I'll
So I like the color. You try it out. Makes sense? Okay, you got it. Okay, so we have our piece on there.
What's the color of it?
That is so
I
good.
don't know. I just put it.
Yes, yeah. You can color it in, or if you want to be extra, you can do a little bit of water. Yeah, I always want to be extra. Okay. If you want to be extra, you can add water in the center. then it gives it an ombre kind of feel. It's kind of cool. So I'm gonna do a little.
Water is cold. Is that okay?
That's totally okay. Yeah, that's fine. So we're throwing in a little bit of water in the center just to be extra. Just to be some extra.
The cry proceeds to cry.
Proceeds to cry. Okay. Yay, I love that. Different. Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
He's never done the mommy thing because my other kids are teenagers.
Oh, so he gets it from them. Yeah, he's like, hey, Mom. Hey, Mom. That's awesome. And then you can add like shorter ones. You can add whatever you want. Just be kind of crazy with it. Be creative. Okay, now that we've done this, I am going to transition you to your flower arrangement, okay? Now, let me tell you, we're going to do it on our final product, okay? Because we're out of time. So we're going to go ahead and transition to the final product, okay? Okay, so here's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with your flowers. So in front of you, you have big flowers. You have small flowers. I want you to look at your flower arrangement and I want you to turn it. I want you to figure out which angle you like the best.
I look at you. It's so hard to do.
The exam, yeah. This is to see if you've learned anything. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with a clean brush. Clean off your brush. Clean off your brush. I stole someone's brush. I have 2 of these up here. Does anyone not have a thin brush? Does anyone not have a thin brush? Okay. Yeah, I realized. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to start with water. Water. Lot of water, no color. No color, lot of water. Okay? It's okay. No pressure. We're just here to have fun, okay? This is fun. So we're getting some water. We're getting some water. And what we're going to do is we're going to map out our entire bouquet. I know it sounds like a lot, but here's what I want you to do. We got our jars. We got our chunk of flowers, okay? If you have baby's brush, just ignore it for a little bit. If you have these small ones, ignore the stems. We're focusing on the flowers only and maybe chunky leaves. If you have chunky leaves, we can do that. If you have flowers, we're focusing on the flowers. Baby's breath, ignore for a little bit. So what I'm going to do, for example, okay, this is mine, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to map out the shape I want the whole thing. So from here to here, this is how big I want it, right? So let's start with the vase. The vase is easy. We can do the vase, right? Okay, so everyone get some water. So we're going to map out the vase. The vase for my flowers is about half the size of my actual flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go halfway through my page. And I'm just going to make a line and make a little U and make a little jar. I'm just outlining. I'm not really filling it in. I'm just outlining. I just want to be able to see what I have. So it's about halfway on my page.
With water.
Just with water. We're doing the U. Just draw your jar. So draw a little jar. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? We're here just to have fun. So if it's not exactly the right jar, that's okay. Yeah. There is no grade, okay? There is no grade on this. No one is here to judge you. We're all here to have fun, okay? Okay, so you just did your jar. You just did your jar. Now we're going to go in for our flowers. Okay, now I want you to look at your flower, and I want you to see, okay, let's look at it as a whole. How big is it? Mine is about the same size as my jar. So that's about how tall I want my flowers to be, right? Mine is also about the same width as my jar. Maybe a little bit bigger. So mine goes a little bit out from my jar. Not very much, but a little bit out. So when I look at my page, I'm looking at where I want my flowers to be in. The little box that is the same box that I have on my flowers. Does that make sense? So everyone, look at your flowers. Yeah, what's the question?
Close your jar. Yeah.
Did I close my jar? Yeah. So I just drew a little jar. full. Well, mine also has, I don't know if yours goes over your jar. So if it goes over your jar, you know your leaves. No, you're fine. Yeah, just draw your whole jar. You're good. So draw a jar. My jar is not even the same jar that I just drew, so that's okay. That's okay. We're just drawing a jar. Now for me, I'm going to visualize. Okay, I have a rose here. I have these purple flowers here, and I have maybe some leaves in the background here, maybe some baby's breath. Okay. So what we're gonna do, so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So we have my little box that I've envisioned in my head that's gonna go on this page, right? This is where I have to look at where are all of these flowers on my arrangement. Now, if you get it wrong, no one's gonna know. How are they gonna know? They're not. How would they know? How would they know, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna look at my arrangement. I see my rose. My rose is the first one that sticks out to me because it is the biggest, boldest one on mine. So I'm gonna draw my little rose, do my little U, like we practice, and just get it on there. Nice little rose.
This is on the final problem, right?
Yeah, this is on our final page. So nice little rose. Now, if you decide, before we even begin this, you say, wow, Hannah, this is really hard. I don't think I want to do this. You can do the exact same thing we just did and try to make it better. You know, just improve on what we've already done. Take your lesson and just paint that. So if you look around, even some of the example ones are just the roses or they're just the daisies. So just have fun with it. If you don't want to do your flower arrangement, you don't have to. You can do what we've already done better. Okay, so you're looking at your arrangement, right? You did your biggest flower. Your biggest flower, the one that sticks out the most. You see that. Yeah, what's up, Eileen?
So my flower is like
Droopy?
yeah.
Okay, so what you want to do is you want to look at the shape. So when you're looking at your flower, you're looking at the shape. I want you to squint your eyes, look at your flower. You can see the shape that it kind of creates. That's what you're going to try to draw on your page.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So squint your eyes, look at your flowers. Those are the shapes you're trying to get.
You can also twist it and you can do a bell shape as well if you like.
Totally.
If you like it front facing, yeah. Mine is kind of like belling sideways.
Belling sideways. So that's kind of like an upside down U. You're basically going to do it upside down. But again, just look at it, squint your eyes, find the shape that shape is, and then put that in water on your page, okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about this? Good?
Like
Okay. So now I'm going to go for, and I did my biggest flower. If you have a bunch of big flowers, go for your bigger flowers. But I have a lot of little things now. So I have a lot of leaves in the background. I have some baby's breath. I have some tiny flowers. I'm going to go for the tallest point of my collection. And that's just these leaves in the background. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball. Okay, so I have this amount of space. I'm going to probably have it up to here. I'm just going to kind of eyeball some leaves in there. Now, I'm not drawing the whole leaf all the way down. I'm just kind of drawing the tips of my leaves because I want to draw the foreground elements before I do the background elements. So you want to draw what's closest to you first, everybody, first. You want to draw what's closest to you first, and then we'll get to the background. So I'm just kind of eyeballing the shape. So I have my rose on my thing. I've done tiny top of my leaves, and now I'm going to do some baby's breath over here. So for the baby's breath, I just like to do lots of dots. Little dots. Don't focus on the stems at all. Focus on your flowers. Do little dots. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just trying to get the vibe of your flower arrangement. So I'm doing little dots. I might make my leaves go up a little higher. That's kind of fun. Just doing little dots. And for these little guys, if you have these ones, these purple ones, I like to do a little fan shape with them, these guys. So if you have these guys, so figure out where they are on your arrangement and just do a little like fan shape, almost like a little, just a little fan shape. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be exactly what is there. It just has to be the idea of what you're looking at. Does anyone have any questions thus far?
My first flowers overlap each other.
That's okay. That's okay. Just do whatever is in the foreground. And then we'll deal with the background after that. How are we feeling? Anyone? Anyone have any problems? Oh, come on! He's an artiste over there. Okay, so you've done the foreground elements, okay? You done the foreground elements. You're living your best life. You got your baby's breath in there. You got your roses. Now, okay, so now we have our water on there, okay? Now you can see what you're about to paint. You see it, right? So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to just reapply a little bit of water on my rose because it's drying just a little bit. And I'm going to start with my rose because I feel like my rose is the biggest flower and I want that to make sure that one looks the best. So my rose is a yellow and a red. So I'm actually going to make the base of my flower a yellow. And then the edge of it is going to be a red. So the base of my flower is this yellowy color. So I'm actually going to just add this yellowy color in there. And if it's running out of water, just add a little bit more water.
Really just dot the top of it.
And yeah. So for example, for my rose, I'm actually going to make the whole thing yellow, and then I'm going to do red at the top. You have the same rose as I, so I would do the exact same thing. So we're making the whole thing yellow, and then we're going to do red at the top. Eli, I feel like you're lost.
Oh no.
Okay. What did you last year?
Well, the whole next section,
Okay. Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're mapping out what you're going to paint in water first. So what you want to do is you want to look at your jar. Okay, so you got the jar? Did you get the biggest flowers? Okay, did you get like the whole shape of it? The end. Okay, perfect. So it's mapped out in water. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go for your biggest flower first. The one that is the most forward and the most prominent in your bouquet. So pick your favorite one that's the closest to you that looks the most prominent. For me, it's a rose. For you might be, I don't know what's in the front of yours. They're all the same thing? Okay, so then do that kind of color. So let me go up there. I feel like I can't see. Hold on. So like yours, water. So yeah, so I would start with these and just paint that color. And for these, like just make like this little band thing, and then this thing like that makes sense. Like so you see how it's like just like a
Yeah, it's like nice species.
that kind of idea. How you feeling? Great. I like that story. Like, okay. That's yeah. Smelling so good. Okay, so the one thing I would think about with yours is like where you want to put the majority of your cake. So I actually might have you start over. So that way you can finish it, you can make it like the center. So like you see how this rose is kind of a little bit tall, and if you have that whole flower there, the purple will be off the page. So you want to kind of visualize the jar a little bit more centered. So you have the half. Yeah, so you're going to do about half here, about half. That makes sense. So start over, do that one more time. And do the jar. But that's a really good one. That's you do it right. You totally think that. So very much like the yeah, this I got like a yeah. I get it. Oh my god, but it's like you get there like a slower do the jar. Do the jar. Then your tiny rose. The first is maybe smaller, but it's like smaller and doing it. I kind of visualize maybe right about here. Then you have your flowers kind of that makes sense. Yeah. Ready? Nice. What are you doing over here? Just again, let me slow your nice. So again, you map out your jar. That was right that time. I think I was one. That's okay. I would try to map out the whole thing so you can kind of figure out if it's gonna fit on your face. Because if you go just for a flower, it might end up pulling off the page, which is totally cool. I have ones over there that are like off the page. Great. Yeah, but if you want it to be like centered and off the page, I would go for that yellow page. Like broad it like Boston and stuff. Then go for your flower. Does that make sense? Yeah. And you can use a different one if you need to like start it from your what do you say?
I'm free balling it.
I like it. Pretty good. Okay, cool. So again, we're doing our jars, the whole map out in water. Then you're going for your most forward flowers first. So the ones that are the closest to you, you draw those first and work your ways back around to your other flowers. So again, I'm doing my yellow rose. Kind of blending that all the way in. Then I'm going to make a little red on the outside. It dries too quickly.
Water is dry?
No, water's wet.
What else?
Huh?
Weddings.
Wedding substance.
Yeah, fine. Wedding.
The sun will grant it. Remember, it's like, it's a
Any problem?
So again, we're doing our biggest flower first. If it's a rose, remember the technique. You want to add the base color, then you want to let it dry, then you want to come back and do the petal color a little bit darker, and then you want to blend it out. Now I went a little bit crazy. I went a little too soon on my colors. It's okay. Now if you have baby's breath as well, remember baby's breath is like one of those white flowers, so it's kind of like the daisy. So you kind of want to go for almost a grayish color. You can throw in a little bit of whatever color you want. Mine are a little bit yellow, so I might throw in like a tiny bit of yellow in my gray. But you're going for like a grayish kind of color to kind of give them that shape. And if it starts to dry, kind of bring back that water as you go. Bring back the water as you go. Yeah. So mine almost looks like a little tan color. Really cute. Loving it. For the purple, like fan ones, we're doing it like fan shape. So like, you don't have to fill in the whole leaf. But we're just going like a little woot woot woot. I just use sound effects. I feel like my sound effects, they're just popping off today, you know what I mean?
It's so bad. I can't get it. I need to.
For what? What are you trying to? Oh, like the water. Okay, I like that. Yeah, yeah. So that's really good. So what you need to do, go in, add a little water, maybe little drops of water for your yeah, baby breath, and maybe do a little of these, just to see how high it's gonna go. Yeah, but that's a really good. That's a really good rose, like right. I like it really. So if you want to add like make it like ball, maybe add a little bit of shape. Yeah, just to kind of give it that ball. Yeah, that makes sense. So try that. Okay. Let me know if you have questions. Or if you're like, Hannah, I don't understand. I can come over and help. It's too relaxing. He's like, wow, I can just sleep right now.
Yeah, Gary. From some Gary.
There you come.
I don't know. I thought it was Gary or something. Gary. Yeah, I don't know.
So we're just adding in our flowers. So again, going forward to back. So you do your forward flowers, and then you go back to the stems. You go back to the things that are behind it. Just kind of working your way back in there. So it doesn't have to be exact. It does not have to be exact. It can be anything. And kind of look at the shadows too. So if you pick a color, so say again, like for example, for my leaves. For my leaves in the back, I might add a little bit of a darker shadow to some of these. I might make a little lighter line to some of them. You want to kind of add that dimension too with the shading. And then on your jar, let's go over the jar really quick. So the jar, I would suggest using similar gray to what we did on those daisies. So a lot of white, maybe a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of black. Maybe a little bit of purple. I don't know, whatever you're feeling. Mine has a little bit of purple in it, so I think I'm going to throw a little purple in mine. But we're just kind of outlining the jar. So wherever you put the water for the jar, it's basically what you're going to do on the outline. And my favorite thing to do on the jar, since my water is pretty much dried, I just kind of drew an outline of my jar. And I'm going to blend it in because I think that looks really fun. So I'm going to take water. So I just did this. I add a little bit of lines on the outside. And I'm going to kind of maybe do like a little circle in the background, make it look like it has a bottom. And then we're going to take some water and blend it out. So it kind of has that almost jarry, watery effect. So do the outlines of your jar. Take some water. Do the inside of your jar.
So one like
So I just used white, a little bit of black, and I had some pink and purple that were already on my palette that I just kind of mixed in because mine has a little bit of a warm tone to it. So I just kind of went with it. So mine looks kind of like a pinky gray, but you can do whatever color you want. You want to do more gray, if you want to do more green gray, you can do more green gray. But again, we're doing the outline of the jar, and then you're using the water to blend it in just on the inside. Just on the inside. Okay. Yeah, all good. And it's always doing it lavender. Right here. For that. Okay, so they like her teal? What are you talking about? Oh, like this. Okay. Oh, that's actually pretty close. So I would literally add just a tiny, tiny bit of that jar of gray. then you might. I want to turn a little bit up. It's kind of like, so not a ton, that's a lot. Like wipe it on you and here. Yeah, it's creative. It's your artsy part of it. It's the artsy part creative. I would have a little more.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, I know it looks like black. Red.
I don't like guitars on the wall.
Yeah, you have two colors that like kind of look like black. The black is the one right or white. That's tiny bit. Let's make it darker. Why do we have the big brush? The big brush. Okay. So that's where it's gonna end. This is why I brought the big brush because I had fun with it one time, and I just kind of went crazy and did like a bunch of different like markings with it. So if you want to go crazy and you want to have like no marks, I don't know. Just you can use the big brush, go crazy with it. That is for your creative intuition. Whatever you decide. What? That's good to get. I like that. So now what I will do is water that. Then I'll do a little bit more close here to kind of make it look like a food. And then you want to add this. Then actually no. It's add a little bit more close here. Here thing. Then I would want to do each one of these. So just with that piece you already have. So just add this on the top, and then you're gonna do like almost like macros days here. On the, I'm sorry, like a box of whatever you got this one for the tree. I think you should add even the tree. Okay. Alright, cool. I love it. Oh, that's so cute. I like it. So for I like it. That's for these ones, I might even add some sauce. So you can use them. So you might give it a little bit more sauce. Yeah. And I might like mix it and see if you like it. So you just
Oh yeah, I'm a partner to the kingdom.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, the one thing I wish I could do was sing on the hat.
Maybe they're a little.
You know, I was never saying this.
No? Well, you should put that in.
I should try singing songs like that. Just try to win.
You know, when I was a young girl, I did Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. And
Nice.
I put my phone, well, not that phone, but I would put my little thing in it on my finger, too, or take it for it. We can play it all my living. I mean, I'm hoping all these things, but anyway, long story short, I never could make it like sound like even remotely. Of course, you mean, I'm sure you.
That sounds like each night.
Yeah, the most good.
All of our best exception. Like the kids.
Right. Right. Trying to do a primer reader? Why not? You guys have
So I would take it and I would go like that, and you get half of that. It's like, does that make sense?
Yeah, how was Father's Day service for you guys?
What?
So, how was the Spanish mix?
That was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't get to hear the sermon because I come back with the children.
Oh, okay.
So I was running the kids.
For sure. How do you sing it? Sounds like a fan.
Yeah, you put it on.
Like,
Look at this. Look at this. So he's kind of like the idea of what you're going for. So the little purple up top. And then I guess these aren't exactly those flowers, because those ones are they're like yeah. But they're kind of like these ones.
Okay.
So you're just gonna go for like a purple little. I like to do like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Ah. Look at your oh my gosh. That's so fun. Yeah, I go into the beach. It was famous. Yeah, that's pink. Like I'm scared. Just do the water first. Just to map it out. You want it. Mix the water. Then you can go into the thing. Grace. So this is so pretty. Let's do the drop. I like it. Like for your flowers too. Yeah. I might even go in like right here. So you see how they're the purple is a perfect foundation. I would go in and I would just add a little bit of the dark, like a little darker purple. Yeah, just to get it a little bit. Like hold on. Let me show you. Which one is it? It's so I have it somewhere. Look at this. Yes. Yes. That like you see that red one? Oh yeah. So like if you can add just like little dots of darker just to kind of give that division. Yeah. Okay. I love it. Looking good. A jarring jar. Yeah. We'll just bring everything in here. Okay. Because then your parents are going the next machine. See, what am I drawing? These flowers. I forgot. For a split second, I was like, what? How would you go brown? I think what color are you working with?
Dark yellow, reddish.
Yeah, that would make it brown. It would make kind of a reddish brown. And then to make brown, basically, you're taking the an equal complementary of any color. So that kind of gives you different varieties of brown. So you can make with that, the red and the yellow would make a nice orange. And then you can throw in like a tiny bit of blue. And that's going to make it look a little bit more brown.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Hey, what's up, Cameron? Another day. The next one. Well, that's cool. Then she can get flowers. Okay, we'll do it when I finish this stuff. I think. Okay, cool. Perfecto.
Hey. Well,
It's so peaceful.
I needed the channel.
Oh, good.
This where they're putting this on.
You went what? Back to what?
I'm back to this.
You
I like this.
just added more. You added more. I like it. I like it.
I didn't like my. I didn't like the exam.
Yeah. She's like, hold up. I don't want to be graded.
Can I turn in my cards?
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I like that you can see your finger.
The opposite. I didn't like the practice one, but
You like this one? Good.
That's what I'm good.
yeah, practice one like
Like little stress, little stress.
I think it's because I wasn't mentally prepared. I'm in this now.
I'm in it now. Time to go. Okay, if you have a rose that's looking at you, I know you might have already done your rose at this point. But like I taught you how to do a rose from the side angle. But if you want to do a rose that's like kind of looking at you, one of the things you want to do is you want to just kind of add in the petals kind of next to each other, like this, on the top of your thing. Does that make sense? And then you have your little, like, thing up there. Like that kind of thing. So if anyone wants to do like kind of a top rose, you're basically just doing little lines that kind of don't connect, but they like wrap around each other.
I don't think that's
That's how you're processing it?
so. That's why.
Because you're like, wait a second, this is not how it should look. You did? What made you stop painting? Basketball. You like knew.
Once I got the ice, that's when all that series stop.
Hmm. Maybe you're supposed to get back into it. It's so relaxing. It's like my favorite thing to do. Yay!
I do feel like I'm working on like SpongeBob pineapple.
That's okay. Let me see it. Let me see it. Oh, that's so cute. I love your flowers. No, those are so pretty.
Clouds. Oh my god, it's like
Yeah, legit, the ombre. Ooh, so pretty.
I couldn't get this one. That was like,
It's a one-hit wonder.
I saw this, I'm like, okay, that's unpractice.
I got perfect. Actually, yeah.
It looks like more of a reflection, you know?
I don't have any in my left.
I could be
I made them.
My wife is
Your white's gone? You can get more. You guys want more? Okay, wait. Just before we finish, I want to give you guys the option. Whenever you finish, okay, this will help the people that are like, I really hate mine completely. If you go crazy with the pen, it makes it look super cool. If you love yours, totally don't have to do this. You can also do this if you do love yours. But basically, you're going to take the pen and you're going to do little short strokes kind of around your flower. So let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this one has too much. So like if you want to do like little like lines to kind of outline everything, I was gonna do one big line. I was gonna do short little strokes that kind of go with the flow of whatever you have. Does that make sense? So if you want to do that, you guys all have pens. You can totally do that. You also have white markers. So I should have said this earlier. But if you have a spot on your canvas that you're like, I totally messed up. It's now dry. There's no way I'm gonna fix it. I don't know what to do with it. There's these white markers that are also on your table that you're gonna have to like get started because they're not actually started yet. But they're like basically can cover up any mistake that you don't want, or you can add little like random lines in there, or like really fun markings and all that kind of stuff. So those are also tools that you guys can use at the end to kind of amplify your stuff. Huh? For what? Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Like a drippy effect. You could also do like a drip of water and then tilt it with gravity like she was doing earlier, like Grace is doing. Grace had it. Grace already knew.
So you can blow on it like this.
Yeah. Yeah, to make fun little lines. Yeah, if you don't like one of them, you should go crazy on the one that you're like, this is not my favorite, but I had a lot of fun on it. I want to have more fun on it. Like, just go crazy on it. Be like super crafty. Do all the things.
All the things.
All the things. All good things. All good things. Yeah, what's up?
Languages.
Oh. Lol. Lol.
You about to start freestyling? Jen,
Yeah,
you about to start freestyling?
I can't restyle.
If you can. Go ahead, run out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like, all you gotta do is just imagine. Okay,
4 seconds later. You're there for fun. That's an idea. Bring it to life.
Isn't it? I love it. Doing something. It's a something. Full spice.
What's that?
And then don't forget your lovely little bow tie on the front of your jar. So cute. Oh my god! You put the phone.
Yo, you know what's so freaking hard, Daniel?
What?
That is, I just got like I don't know. But
yeah.
but it's like kind of, but it's crooked though. It's like, oh, what did the glass do?
That's
So it's
pretty. I like
I
that.
still like the princess strings.
That's so smart. Tell everyone what you just did. Legit. That's good. That's good stuff.
Now I'm shy.
Shy.
Okay, well, my jar had some little lines to, like screw on the top. So I did it with the blue with the white very lightly. But then the stems go behind it, so they kind of like distort a little bit. And so all I did is the same stem, I just added more water so it would be lighter. And I did like little like lines. Instead of drawing a straight line, I just did like doop, 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 as an interruption right there.
She's got the sound effects too. It's just a sound effect kind of day.
That's how I did that.
She's a magician.
Yeah.
You what?
So I'm a painter when I have to sound it.
Yeah. Honestly, anything I do, if I'm trying to explain something to you, I feel like I always use sound effects. Like when I was in high school, I was part of my dance captain, not dance captain, my show choir team. And I would literally be like, "Okay, guys, we're gonna do this move," and it's like a boom cha, you know. Like, I'm like, I didn't even know how to explain it.
What's up, my dad? He's a drone.
Awesome.
Brandon, that was
That's so fun.
that was too good right there. I feel like you're training to be that dad. Who trust it? And she's a someone has to enforce it. Do things like
What happened? That was dramatic.
I got scared of.
Ah, what happened? Nothing. He's like, it's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine.
They know.
How would they know? How would they know? Well, only because he screamed it. That's how we know. How would they know? Cause making a song. How would they know?
Art kind of blows my mind.
Right? Isn't it cool? You what?
What? Chipotle colors? I don't know what that means.
Brandon.
I got a Chipotle bag in the party. So right there.
Right?
Guacamole.
Yeah.
We're having Pablo tomorrow.
It's like, God, this is like, now I know.
Now I know. It's an avocado. Thanks. Carla, this is so cool. I love this.
Bro, I made the bush session.
No, really?
For that.
I'm doing your effect thing.
Okay.
Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Sometimes I'm in a jam.
Lucy.
Hannah Montana.
Think I'm retiring.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I like how we all finish each other's songs. That's awesome.
Yeah. Table power.
Yeah. You're living like Larry.
Bro.
You have brown. You have brown?
What are you talking about? Okay, DJ, I see you. DJ, it's not the song.
Yes, it's
Ugh.
This is fine.
This is fine.
Everybody say hey. You get
Wow, fun. Whoa. How to styles every hue, every color. When you're famous, it can be kind of fun. It's really you, but no one ever discovers.
Nobody does. Promise.
Best of both worlds. Chilling out, take it slow. Then you rock out the show. Best of both worlds. Mix it all together, and you know that it's the best of both worlds. Oh, you never have? Yep. It's a classic.
Silence.
Get the best of both. Chillin', I'll take it slow, and you rock out the show. Best of both worlds. It was a classic. It was a classic. Classic of our generation.
See it on me person.
There's
Person. You're compound sentence of a year.
What is it?
I remember. That's cool. That's big. Look at your fingers. That's cool. It's giving like our museum. You know what I mean?
I feel that. I feel that.
Like edge to it?
Theme is on theme.
It is. I love it. It's the world.
Give me your hair.
Cause you know you got the best of both worlds. Whoa.
Now that everybody makes a steak sauce.
Yeah, no, you. This is it. Everybody gets that way.
Ooh, we got a whole background. Wow.
Dun, 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 dun.
You don't play it, go play it.
Hey, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody gets sideways. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. What fucks up? And nothing crazy. I'm do it anyway. Bow, bow. Oh, and before you finish, you gotta sign your work. Important thing. Important thing. Don't forget to sign it.
Yeah. Mr. Mason.
Mr. Mason. Mm. Bow, bow, bow. Nobody's perfect. Get it again till I get it right. You live in your life and then mess it up sometimes. Everybody gets those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody has that way. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Okay.
Hey, the breakdown.
These songs are fire.
They are.
I'm convinced they all gonna be church.
Huh?
The sound convinced they all gonna be church.
That was gospely.
They probably did.
So Disney stole
Oh no.
Gross.
You're I will be walking when at the edge of the water. And classic. I'm ready. It's like going back to the water. All right, Instagram.
Kids sleep.
My phone died. No, did it turn off?
Oh yeah, yeah. Flag up the turn off.
What are you doing?
Well, then.
That's hilarious. You know what stopped it? I have a limit on how long I can be on Instagram for myself. That's what stopped it. That's okay.
It stopped like once after I loved it.
Yeah.
And I remember.
Do you want me to bring it in?
Huh?
Okay, you want me to bring him in?
See what happened? Came back on it. It's there.
Wait, I just made a line that I can't say.
Got it. Yeah, this contrast further.
Or you can make this off side hard or long.
That's
Hard. And put down in here. Hard. I gotta show it. That's so fun.
It's the wrong charger. Never mind.
You can go ahead and end the live stream.
This is the wrong charger for it.